This episode is brought to you by Fox One. Watch all 104 matches of the FIFA World Cup live in 4K for just $19.99 a month with 3 days free. Build your own multi-view, choose up to 3 streams, and follow player spotlights. Stay on top of every moment with live stats, highlights, and instant replays. The FIFA World Cup, streaming live on Fox One. Offers are subject to change. See fox.com for complete terms and conditions.
Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, Anna Paulina Luna, is Captain Kirk back from the 24th century?
Hey, John. So happy to be on. How are you doing?
I am doing good. And, I've been watching this all weekend, and I even got to see that movie that's on Amazon. What was the name of that movie?
Is it the new one with Steven Spielberg?
No,
Disclosure Day? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
yeah.
See, it's the one, the Age of Disclosure.
Oh, yeah.
On Prime Video.
That one.
And there's a big movie.
Yeah, the Age of Disclosure on Prime Video on a scale of 1 to 10 was an 11.
Oh, wow. So Congresswoman, this is Rita. Fill us in on what you know, because they did a big release just recently.
They did. In fact, they released more of their findings, which, again, a lot of people had asked me, they're like, when I first got this task force, they said, are you sure they're not just doing this to, try to ruin your political reputation? I said, well, maybe, but the fact is that this is out there, and because of President Trump, we were able to get some historical declassification, which, to be clear, we had been previously blocked on releasing all this information and or been lied to various government agencies, specifically pertaining to, this information even existing. So obviously a huge day just for the American people on transparency. But what I will say is that, there's ongoing investigations. So most recently, I actually had talked to Stephen Miller at the White House, and we have a list of UAP whistleblowers that have alleged that they know locations of alleged craft and or materials. And I know that might sound kind of crazy, but our job is not to speculate. It's to see if we can find any evidence. And so
now,
we're asking,
Congresswoman,
for immunity. Go ahead.
How much more do you know that they haven't told us?
Well, I've been pretty straightforward on everything that has been declassified and that I've been able to say. But what I will, follow up with is the last really thing in question that I have is, are these whistleblowers that are saying that they know locations of materials and potentially biologics, are they telling the truth, or is this fabricated? And so we are asking for immunity and protection so that they won't be hit with a violation of release of classified information or compartmentalized information from the White House. And I do believe that the White House will play ball. And when we know the results of those investigations, we'll be letting you know. But
are the men in black, the theoretical men in black, are some of these scientists that are missing, and one of them was found dead, are the rest of them dead too?
Well, I think that they're not coming back. If we haven't found them by now, I think that, for the amount of scientists to die in weird circumstances, one of them, I believe, that was found recently was shot. I mean, that's not coincidental. I think the question is, though, is it related to UAP or is it related to foreign government trying to hinder our ability in the next, defense race here?
Maybe it's also maybe related to people want them to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah, I think it's a very real possibility. I mean, it's caused such a stir, at least in Washington, that the FBI is looking into and investigating if there's correlation or not. And so I think that it's weird. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's definitely weird. But to answer your question, John, are there men in black? I definitely think that there are people at agencies investigating these things. Are they telling people to shut up? I think historically they have, yes. Are they doing it now? No longer, because they're being authorized to declassify. But I think that idea of men in black definitely stemmed from
the strange one is that Major General, this is...
Yeah, who left without his phone. Remember, he left with a gun, without his phone and money. That was odd.
No one does that.
Right, exactly. Your phone, it's like, where's your phone? That is very peculiar, don't you think, Congresswoman?
100%. Most people, again, don't do that. And I actually had talked to Avi Loeb, who has been asked by the White House. He's a Harvard astrophysicist, and he's actually been asked by the White House to head up a task force specifically looking into these things. And what I will say is that, he tells me not to get too worried, and that he doesn't think that the missing scientists are related. However, he also is in the same field of study that some of these scientists were in. And so I told him, Avi, you got to be careful.
But just want to tell all our listeners, the age of destruction, the age of, what I call it?
Disclosure.
The age of disclosure on Prime Video on a scale of 1 to 10 was an 11. Now, what else are we going to talk about?
Before we let you go, what do you make of the Iran deal?
Well, I think that it's pretty good for the American people. Since 2009, President Trump was very adamant that Iran could not have a nuclear weapon. And regardless of what the critics may say, the fact is that part of the negotiated deal was that Iran will fully denuclearize. And as a part of that, I want to be clear for listeners that might be tuning in, there's been this push by the people that are trying to kill the peace deal. That we're paying Iranians to do this. That's not true. The U.S. government had frozen Iranian assets that once denuclearization is fully met and the peace deal is signed and goes through, that they will have access to those funds seized by the U.S. government. So not one U.S. taxpayer dollar is going towards that. And then to finalize, the Strait of Hormuz is now open. There aren't going to be taxes. Iran is completing a demining mission. And in addition to that, it's going to open them up to opportunity and prosperity, something that they haven't had in a really long time. So not one president could accomplish this except for President Trump. You're absolutely right there. He's done a great job, and the only one that has the courage to get that job done. 100%. So for the people that parrot things on the internet, and having been a part of some of these conversations and talked to the president directly, when I spoke with him time and time again, never once was he advocating for boots on the ground, and never once was he trying to keep this going longer than he needed to. And this is strictly done for safety of the American people. And I applaud his efforts, and he will be recognized as such on a global scale. Well, let's all pray for peace. That is the amazing thing. If this happens, this is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Congresswoman, we love having you here, too. And it was great having you in studio when you were in New York not too long ago. We loved it. I'll be back. I miss you guys. Yeah, anytime. You're welcome anytime. Look forward to it. Yeah. So thank you very much.